Behold, I have refined you, but not as silver. I have tried you in the furnace of affliction. Isaiah 48:10. These times are changing us. We are being tested in ways we never imagined. And so many of the institutions that we thought we could trust, we are now discovering were only there to entrap us, to use us, and ultimately to force their agendas upon us to accept the world that they want us to live in.
The whims of our political leaders are now unquestioned law. Dissent has been banned, and that ban is relentlessly enforced by the willing stooges in our media who have finally stopped pretending they don't hate you. They definitely do. What country is this? Well, it's a country in a lockdown. We're told we have no choice but to do this to stop our lives completely. Mass quarantines, they tell us again and again, are the only way to save lives. But that's a lie. They don't know it's true, despite what they claim. There is no scientific record to consult. It's never been done. We're currently living through the largest and most expensive experiment ever conducted in human history. We have spent trillions of dollars and crushed millions of people purely on the guess that a nationwide lockdown would save us from the coronavirus. But in fact, there's not much evidence that it's true.
I want to point out a couple interesting things about what's going on in Belarus right now. We have this story today from humansarefree.com. Bombshell: Belarusian president was offered $940 million by the IMF and the World Bank. But in exchange, they demanded that he introduce quarantine, isolation, and curfew like in Italy. Isn't that incredible?
Clip number 8, we see Victoria cops arresting a man because he was at his neighbor's house, you know, because it's now an Indian, it's like an Indian reservation, everything locked down. Let's roll that clip, video clip number 8.
We're allowed to do under the health officer. You're allowed to go and stand around, put your hands behind your back.
Yeah. You're going to have to, happen prior to this, as he says, you're going to have to show me your ID and prove to me that you live here. And if you don't do that, I'm going to arrest you. Oh, yeah, put your hands behind your back. We're taking you away. Now, that would never happen here in America, right? Video clip number 10. This is the Waco Police Department arresting a man in an empty convenience store because he's not wearing a mask. Video clip number 10.
Where's your mask at?
What mask?
The mask that you're required to wear by city ordinance.
Oh, I don't have one.
You need to
Nobody there
step
but this
outside.
fat cop and this customer.
Really?
City ordinance, sir. You not see the sign?
Like your mask is really working.
It's still a city ordinance. Leave the property or you get a citation.
It doesn't matter if it doesn't work. It's an ordinance. That's a
Oh,
law.
you know what? You know what the governor's order?
I
You know
don't care what the governor order is. It is a city
Oh, wait a
ordinance
minute.
to
Did
step
we just
outside.
take the mask off?
No, I pulled it up because it
No,
was...
you put it. It was exposed.
Dispatch, start me another unit.
Oh.
That's the day one.
Call me another unit. I'm going to have some help here because I'm grossly overweight. I don't think I can handle this arrest by myself.
I will tase you right now. You are in violation.
get my taser.
And I gave you a lawful
Look,
order.
he's pointing
you
the
have
taser
a
at him.
weapon. Put your hands up now.
There you go. Excessive laws, excessive force. This isn't black on white or white on black or whatever. This is just cop stuff.
Get off of me!
Grabbed around the neck by police, a woman who wasn't wearing a mask.
Choking me!
The forceful manoeuvre during a scuffle yesterday in Collingwood as her boyfriend watched.
It's a man on a girl and you choked her. For what? For a mask? For not having a mask? Look how pathetic you are.
I'm asking you a question. Can I please have it in writing? I'm not getting aggressive. I'm not getting aggressive. I'm asking you a question. Here we go, guys. I haven't done anything. I literally, guys, bring him up here. My wrist! No, I'm serious, man. I'm not resisting or anything. I'm doing what I'm told. I'm doing what I'm told. Yeah, I'll get down. Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, this is body camera recording. I'm wearing an arm necklace and shit. Like, I'm not aggressive.
But as officials enforce rules to stop the spread of the virus, several tense moments caught on camera. Social distancing patrols in New York City taking a turn for the worst. Disturbing video showing a violent clash between apparent social distancing violators and police in Brooklyn. And this cell phone video capturing the moment an officer waves a taser and repeatedly strikes a bystander during a social distancing bust. Police watchdogs accusing officers of using social distancing during the pandemic as an excuse to harass people.
And then Richard, citizen journalist from Twitter, tweeted this out, and he just simply said, Melbourne. Check this out. It looks like, from every indication, it looks like people from Australia, if this is indeed in Australia, they're at a farmer's market. It looks like they're selling vegetables and fruit. Now watch the cops' interaction and look specifically at how the Australian Police Department are dressed. And let me just say, these aren't protesters. They're not burning things down. They're not smashing windows. They're not. There's no tires burning in the street or flipped cars. People throwing rocks or dislodging ATMs and trying to get the money out. These are just people chanting freedom at what looks like a farmer's market. Big time criminal activity going on. We got to move in, Schmitty. This is just crazy police presence in Australia for people who are just chanting freedom. You have the state forces aligned against Australian citizens.
That's not the problem anymore. The problem is you're not stating your name to me.
Just because I have a car charger.
Can you get out of the car, please?
No, I don't feel safe. You're armed.
You're safe. Don't you worry about that.
No, I don't feel safe. You're attempting to get into my vehicle. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why? Excuse me. You're not practicing. What the are you doing? What the are you doing? Hey, get off me! Get off me!
She's got anxiety, right? Relax, she's sick! She's actually sick, relax! Hey! Relax!
Take a look at this video also coming out of Victoria.
Give them a reason to get upset.
Yeah, they see a bunch of cops swarming outside. What's going on? What's going on? And these people are not wearing masks. And the guy says, well, I'm not going to put one on. The lady says, well, I'm going to put one on just so I don't give them a reason to do something. Now watch this. They go outside. They're chasing people outside. They're pulling up to a gas station to harass people who are outside. Maybe they have driven too far away from their home. Look at this. Bunch of them, again, on top of guy. I mean, this is ruthless thuggery. You got to get fresh air. You get attacked by a mob of thugs dressed up like military cops, you know, full armor and all this other kind of stuff, putting masks on you, beating pregnant women because they don't have masks on. You know, because it's all for your health and safety, right? So let's go beat the pregnant women for their health and safety.
Part man, part machine, all cop. RoboCop is here. At least maybe his helmet is here. New police helmet, scans for COVID-19, and, you know, some biometrics as well. And it can screen airport passengers for the COVID-19 virus, as well as provide the scanning officer with other vital records. Public officials in Flint, Michigan can't provide clean drinking water to their residents, but travelers to Bishop International Airport can get a glimpse of the new robotic cop helmets where they are currently deployed under the guise of the scamdemic. Facial recognition software is installed, which can provide the police officer with information related to outstanding warrants. If you're on an ever trustworthy no-fly list, it can read license plates for outstanding warrants, stolen vehicle information, criminal history, essentially anything the police state would like to look into.
You can bet your bottom dollar that if a technology can be deployed in a way to control you, to control your actions, your movements, restrict your freedoms, and otherwise curtail your basic liberties, it will be at some point applied in that way, or at least they will try to do that.
The police, I don't think are bad people on average, but they're just people. And they're just like the general public. They will put themselves in harm's way of guns because that's socially acceptable. But when it comes to putting themselves in political's harm's way, the average police officer will take our guns. The average police officer will take our kids if they don't take a COVID vaccine, or they'll replace them. And that's the plan. Get rid of people that'll do their job and follow the Constitution and bring in bad people.
We have a chief of police from Michigan who just got fired a month ago because he announced publicly that he would support and defend the Second Amendment.
He just got fired?
He got fired.
Oh, my God.
He just got fired.
They're all a bunch of cowards that keep thinking if we just appease, like the Melbourne police chief, he said, listen, we had 20,000 Black Lives Matter out. We can't stop their protests. We're just going to come to your house and say you can't go on Facebook and say you're against the mask. Because you're law-abiding. They told you. They said, you kiss our ass, so we're going to abuse you. So instead of protecting the good people, you go out and protect all the criminals, and then that green lights the criminals to go crazy. So I don't blame the police. There are people that just signed up for this. They're in a psychological warfare system now. And the system knows what it's doing, and it knows how to manipulate things. And it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better.
The mentality of tyranny is the same across time. They begin a setup to lure people in, to create a dependency on what they offer. And then they change the rules. They change the rules to constrict and control people's lives to such a degree that they believe truly that they can't live without them, that the people will need what they have to offer so much that they will choose to comply willfully and, with their free will, embrace the tyrannical rules that they put forward. What we have witnessed since the COVID crisis is a corporate mandate of policies that has circumvented our Constitution and used corporate privilege to demand policies which are against our God-given rights. What we have witnessed as well from the public is a willful compliance to that,